Right, let's get started. So we're gonna so with the game we do little start of the mystery, do little vignettes of what the characters have been up to. So I'm gonna start with Ruth.
Right, so I'm probably looking around sort of like sitting areas and stuff where there would be like newspapers and magazines to steal. So, so because I need them for my scrapbooking, because now this is a chance to do plenty like loads of scrapbooking.
How full is your cabinet at the moment? You've unloaded all of your stuff.
I mean, it's quite cramped, but I can definitely get way more in. Like I'm quite good at it. So like
did you upgrade your cabin for more space so as you could hoard more?
Yeah, I think I did. And yeah, it's still a bit cramped already, but I'm still gonna root around, and I think like we'll find like throughout the course of a cruise, like I'll end up with like cutlery and stuff, and just anything I can grab really. No, uh, yeah, I might need them to inspire a memory or something. So yeah, but right now it's newspapers and magazines.
Okay, so Winifred, what's your character up to?
I've forgotten the voice already.
It was like Northern, wasn't it?
Right, Northern. I'm in my cabin, lighting the candles I knitted for sweet departed whilst working on some C++ coding for a little startup that have hired me to do some freelance work.
How are the candles doing?
They don't have they don't have longevity.
Just a quick.
Yeah, but I've knitted thousands of the things, so we don't need to worry about
that. With your coding, what are you working on at the moment?
I'm working on an app that some people have kind of asked me to, just lend a hand with. And the idea is you take out your app and it'll tell you where the closest swan's nest is.
Okay, so I just want to say if that's a thing you have now. So if in the mystery you need to locate a swan, or it can help with the clue, you can
no doubt that'll come up. I'm sure about it.
Useful thing. And if you could sell that app, there's like you can try and maybe there might be some rich businessmen who might be interested in this Swan app as well. So keep that in mind. Let's get to Maralyn Debussy.
So someone's gonna get slapped in a minute. No, so I've located the piano bar and champagne bar. And I'm stood there. I've already been told off. I've had a slight disagreement with one of the members of staff who told me I'm not allowed to smoke. So I've got my extendable, very long cigarette lighter, and I've literally positioned it out of a window at the end of the piano bar. So I'm currently leant with my 2-meter long cigarette holder with a cigarette on the end of it out of a window whilst I'm slurping champagne, telling all of the young people about all of my incredibly good and well-known business connections in the very up-and-coming city of Benidorm.
With your smoke, you're exhaling. How are you getting? You put it into a bag, or how are you?
No, I'm actually breathing it into my champagne flute.
To
make it look like a cocktail. So it looks like a fancy cocktail. And when the staff walk past, they're looking very confused, and I'm just like, "Oh, it's fine, darling. I asked for it like this. It's got dry ice, darling." So the staff. I think the staff are onto me.
Yeah, I like the argument you'll be making here. You're technically not smoking on the boat because it's like 2 meters away from the boat. It's international waters out there.
Exactly. The cigarette itself is just broken.
Russell, the very uppity bar manager, is giving you a stern look, and he says, "Ma'am, you can't smoke in here. This is
Russell,
a non-smoking."
Russell, darling, this is like the 18th year I've been on this bloody boat. We have the same discussion every year. It's not a problem. It's not on the boat.
It is a problem. It is a problem. there's a child next to you. You're in the family area.
Yes,
and you're
exactly.
blowing smoke over.
I'm using its head to prop up my excessively long cigarette holder.
All right, let's get to Shirley. Not.
I'm in my cabin trying to speak to my old professor.
I've just realised that pun now.
Thanks. Yeah, my parents worked in shipping, hence the not. But yeah, I'm sat in front of a Ouija board, trying to speak to my old professor as I often do. I've currently been sat staring at a non-moving planchette for about an hour. But this is fine. He's not got back to me yet.
You suddenly see that it moves.
Oh, to where?
And it keeps moving, and it keeps moving. And then the board moves, and everything moves, and you realise it's the ship moving.
And then I realise that
it's the waves.
Still my beating heart. I'll think of you, Alistair. In fact, I'm seeing this as an actual connection. This has happened. Alistair made the ship move.
So this is the first mystery we're going to get into now. I meant to give it a title, and I realised I haven't. So it's just called the Lost Man Who Has a Cat Who Fell Off the Boat. It's a good name, isn't it?
I think I've solved it. He fell off the boat.
Oh, did he?
Exactly.
Yeah, fair.
That's the thing. People don't just fall off boats. Let me start right. So last night, while you were all doing your silly things,
Rude.
there was
Rude.
there was an old man, I'd say in his sort of late 60s, early 70s, who has fallen overboard. Now there's a lot, like in the intro bit, you just see him fall overboard. Like, you don't see anything. Like, when you don't see us anyway, it's just like me setting up like a little TV thing. But like, you don't see if anyone's like pushed him or whether he jumped, but he's fallen overboard. And the cruise control gathers you all together. Cruise control are like the wet police,
Wet police.
They're like the police of the sea, Nordic police. They're called cruise control because it's a cruise.
Yep.
Officer Seahorse and Deputy Wet and Wild. So they've gathered you all together, and they're like, okay, so you young ladies come on this cruise every year. And I know you're like known to be amateur detectives, and you do solve things. There was like the mystery of the rum smuggler last year that you solved. We don't know what happened. Like, someone fell off the boat. We don't know where they are. We don't know why, how, or if someone pushed him. But I would like your help because we kind of are on the cruise and kind of want to enjoy the cruise. If I'm honest, it's a holiday for us, Whereas for you, this is a holiday for you to do the mystery. We're like swapping, Like, so I don't know. Would you be up for it? Is that a thing you'd like to do?
Well, you ask the same question every year. Of course we will.
Oh God, bless you, Winnie. What about the rest of you? Up for doing the mystery, so I can sit back, and catch some
I have
rays of all those little...
the same conditions as every year, darling. You tell that fucking bar manager to get off my case about smoking, and I'm in.
Consider it done. You will be allowed to smoke in the boat.
Wonderful.
But not in the children's area. You'd have to go would make a designated.
But they're good for resting my telescopic 2-meter cigarette holder on. They make excellent little. I position them at like 50-centimeter intervals.
Yes, if it's going over the top of the children's area.
They do. They rest on their heads. They think it's a game, darling. They think it's a game.
When people say we've got limbo on cruise,
this is what they talk about.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You know, it's just solve the thing. Shirley, Ruth, you in? You in? You gonna do this?
Of course, I'll always help a poor soul reach to the other side.
I'll try, but I don't know what use I'll be. I'm just
Yeah, I know. I
yeah,
don't know what you
I'm
shall
just
be.
a
So yeah, but
spare part that's been shoved on this crew so they can sell my house, and I'd
God.
rather do the scrapbooking, to be honest. Like I've got loads of scrapbooking to do, but fine.
Yeah, I mean, you can do the scrapbooking if you want. But whatever, you know, the rest of you three are up for it, aren't you? Any questions? Any questions you'd
Do
like
we
to?
who is the poor unfortunate soul who went overboard?
His name's Marty. He doesn't have a last name. It's like Cher. It's Marty.
Was he on
And-
the shuffleboard or was he on the top deck? If he was on the shuffleboard deck, then you know, probably a shuffleboard accident.
I mean, obviously, I'm cruise control, so I should know what the difference between those two things are.
But you don't, do you, darling?
It's Deputy Wet and Wilds. Of course we know. Tell him what the difference is. Well, hang on. Let me just have a think, and I'll he just gets his phone out and he
Starts
just
googling
sort
what
of-
shuffleboard
I'm
is.
just having a hang on a second. I've got an important text to make quickly. Hang on. Damn internet.
Officer Wet and Wild, I'll put you out of your misery. I believe she just means the deck that they play shuffleboard on.
Just a bloody miracle
is-
that anyone gets caught.
It's just a bit lower than the top one.
Oh, what's shuffleboard?
It's that game with the grid and the sticks. You push the little. It's
I
like
can see
Bit
pictures
like
of it.
curling
it's like curling, but on a
on the
boat.
sea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was on the shuffleboard deck, but is that lower? Is that the lower deck?
That's the lower upper decks. Yeah.
Well, there we have it.
I mean,
Looks
I
like
know,
we have our...
I know that. I'm just testing you because you need to be the guys that do it, you know. So I'm just.
Well, as we
testing
all
you.
know,
Yeah.
this cruise ship has 57 decks.
57 decks.
As is
That is a
well
lot of
known to all of
decks.
us.
let me write
All decks.
that down.
He
Several
fell for
of them
about
side
10
area
minutes.
at all.
Several
Let
of
me-
them are
let me tell you-
shuffleboard decks.
Let me tell you this thing, Jack. There's 57 jet decks, and I'm expecting you to come up with a lot of them because I'm not going to come up with 57. This is fucking Mega Cruise.
To confirm,
Yeah.
it was on a shuffleboard deck, not one of the disco decks or anything like that. No,
It's not on the rave deck, is it? Because I like the rave
Is
deck.
Is the
the water
Is it
park
sh-
deck,
is the shuffleboard
Was it on
deck
the,
the lowest deck?
You're only allowed to turn left deck.
the LARP deck at all, the
It's on the-
medieval LARPing deck.
It's on the legally
there
distinct from
was-
IKEA deck.
It was on the lowest deck, the shuffleboard deck.
The
Ah,
lowest, so he didn't fall very far.
He was technically already in the sea.
he swam up to off the deck.
No, it was high, like, you know, because we've got I know we've got 57 decks, obviously, but it's still really high up. Like, it's
So
still pretty
it's
high.
57 starting from the top of the hull.
And it just sort of raises.
There's another several like below decks, but yeah,
There's- yeah, but they're not-
57
Don't
above
talk about
decks.
below decks.
Yeah, it's obviously not the below deck. We didn't get out in a submarine.
You
know,
wouldn't
just-
be looking for them if they were from the below decks. It just wouldn't.
No,
be worth
no,
time.
it was a high enough height that he could have killed himself. Which is the shuffleboard deck, which is the first of the 57 decks.
Yeah. The one below
As we've
the one
established.
below the zoo.
The zoo. Yeah.
And at what time do we know he went? Was this nighttime?
Nighttime. It was nighttime, yes. Yes, if you watched the cold open, you would know it was nighttime.
Do you know where he was before?
No, if I'm honest, I didn't do anything. I just heard and thought, oh, we've got some, you know, not free labor, but helpful old ladies who would look into it all for us. Really, we don't know anything. All we know is he's gone. No one's that bothered. but we need to be seen as doing. So this is me doing, and you've seen me, so
Well,
see you later.
so
Okay,
can
so unless
we
you've got any
say-
other questions.
Could we get into Marty's room to see if there are maybe any clues of any enemies he may have? I mean, it was on the shuffleboard deck. It could well have been one of the many shuffleboard
absolutely.
arguments.
I mean, if that's what you want to
Oh,
do,
you've got to get to the shuffleboard
I was gonna say-
argument deck to sort those out.
The arbiter deck for shuffleboarding, yes.
Okay. I've got I did get his keys from the captain. Well, not the captain, because no one can speak to the captain. I got it from
Oh,
the
Captain
assistant captain.
Plantpot.
See, he won't speak to me. I had to speak to the assistant captain, who was very nice, actually. He was
Cricket.
very accommodating. The assistant captain? No, it wasn't the captain's son. Not the captain's son.
Oh, he's not made him assistant yet. Oh, Captain
No, he's the
Plantpot.
assistant's assistant. The assistant captain.
Captain Hanging Basket.
Captain Hanging Basket.
Assistant Captain
yeah.
Hanging.
Assistant Captain Hanging Basket.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Let's not get above his, let him get above his station.
he's trying
And
out.
then
for it, though.
there's assistant captain.
He's failed his
Cricket.
captain tests.
Who
But-
I
Cricket.
wouldn't even I wouldn't bother lowering myself speaking to him because he has no power. I would speak to the assistant captain.
Oh, I think I know what this was. Cricket told me about it. They had to do a swimming test, but his suit shrunk.
What's that? What's this?
They had to do a swimming test, but his suit shrunk.
Oh, what? And that's why he didn't become assistant captain.
Yeah, became little woolen
See,
speedos.
this is why I didn't want anything to do with him. This is the kind of slapstick nonsense which I don't have time for as a serious cruise control officer. So anyway, here's your keys. I throw the keys in the air. Whoever wants.
Ah!
Who,
Well, you've just injured
Oh, by
poor
heck.
Winifred.
I knew
You
that. was
somehow
gonna
managed to
happen.
throw the small gap between her face and the glasses. You've managed to
It's
get the
trapped in
key
there.
in.
well, I'm sorry, Winifred. That was nice.
be
I
fair-
would have thought you would have caught it. You
The
look very
glasses might have
agile,
protected, but unfortunately they're also knitting, so it just
Yeah, it's my
straight
knitted
through.
glasses.
Yeah, no, I'll let you crack on. I'll see you later. I'll be in the bar, I think.
Don't forget to talk to Russ, darlings.
Russ?
Don't forget to talk to Russell, the barman.
Oh yeah, I could speak to him. But I mean, like, which bar? It says like 10 bars because it's like 57 decks. So
I thought Russell was the name of the barman on all bar manager on all of them.
Hiring policy of the ship.
All the bar managers are called Russell. So talk to all of the
Oh,
Russells.
I believe they're 10 tuplets.
Is it tall Russell, short Russell,
Sort of Russell.
Ginger
itchy
Russell.
Russell?
Blue
Bearded
Russell. Where's
Russell.
the
Oh,
blue?
no, what?
Oh, he's one of the
Russell.
comedians.
One-eyed Russell.
One-eyed Russell.
No. Yes, they are
Because
dealing with no white
also
Russell.
what I'm gonna what my deputy's gonna be giving me later. So I'll see you. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Right. Shall we head off to this
wonder
room
he's
to look
letting
for
that out.
clues? Are you coming, Ruth? You didn't seem particularly enthused about the whole situation or any of this, frankly.
What? You looking to abandon me? I can't find my way around these 57 decks. I'll go with you.
There might be some nice things to collect in there. After all.
Oh,
Come on,
Plus,
Klepto
there's
Jane,
the,
let's go.
fine. I'll come along.
Newspaper printing deck.
My immediate first thing was going to be to look for newspapers and magazines in his room, so that's fine by me.
The worst thing is I've got this nice new notebook which is just getting filled up with
It's got
numerous
57
amount of
pages.
decks.
Want a detailed description of every deck.
Season 2, the
Page
lower
each.
decks. You have to fill out all of those.
Are you going to go to his room? Are you going to?
We are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay, so
it's morning though, isn't it?
it's morning. Yes.
Can we stop for
Breakfast.
mimosas at the bar?
I was going to say, we need mimosas.
I've not
and-
had my mimosa yet. They dragged me out of bed, frankly.
Are you all going for mimosas?
Well, this
on
is
the
what
front
happened. We were
deck?
going for we
are
bumped into
Yeah,
Officer
we are
Dopias and
on
his
our
dumb
holidays.
detective.
We're not going to. Yes, we'll help solve the mystery, but we're not going to go without a breakfast mimosa.
Okay.
Can we stop
here's
by
to be-
the Humphrey Memorial deck on the way?
I believe the lift near us is out, and I don't have the strength to climb the 20 floors right now. We can do that later once they fix the elevator, if that's okay.
Oh, perfect.
So you're going for brunch first?
I
Yeah.
think it would be rude not to,
It's a
frankly.
it's a liquid
I
brunch, to
would
be honest.
like to say that that Marty's deck, not his deck, sorry, he doesn't have a whole deck, though you may as well.
There's not going to be a Marty Memorial deck.
There will be now. It'll
This
be,
is why
it'll be the
there's so many
58.
floors, because of all the people that died.
There's one. His room is closer than the brunch deck, so it is on the way. But you can bypass his room.
No, we go brunch and then go back.
We go
up.
brunch and then go back. Yeah,
Yeah, walk
we
right
go up
past.
to brunch.
I
and
can't
then
You
back
actually,
down.
you actually
I
have
can't
to
think
walk
clearly
past
about
his
Mimosa.
room. You have to walk past his room.
That's
So we do-
absolutely
Yeah,
fine.
That's fine.
Keep what? Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a
Walk
description
past
of
his room,
events,
just like you
Steve.
said.
We're gonna go up to Mimosa deck because there's a whole deck for mimosas, and then we're gonna go back
Ruth.
down to the deck with Marty's room.
Yes.
Yeah, he's dead. He's not going to move the room around.
The time isn't of the essence at this point. He's
Yeah.
already gone.
So
Yeah,
so you're
Oh yeah.
okay. So
Did
you're
we
on your way
have we
now.
got his body?
No, it's in the ocean, darling.
No,
yeah.
We
It's
didn't
not-
fish him out.
No, because
So
the
if
ship's
no
been
one, how do
belly.
people know that's happened then? If
The
CCTV.
cold
the-
opening. The cold opening.
they
the
saw the
officer's
I
gone
see.
now, by the way.
They saw the cold opening. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
we all saw it.
was broadcast
It's
ship wide.
probably more. It's probably more. He's vanished, right? And then it's like, well, he's probably gone overboard. Then. Because
I'd
we
like to
can't find
know.
him anywhere.
That's the cold opening. What's the theme tune?
we don't have one yet.
Well, I
it's
think
one
you just
of
got to
those-
do one right now.
in my head, it's like one of those sort of naughty TV shows where it's just got the name and it swirls around quickly and goes.
I mean, if possible, if
That's
I
what
have
we've
time,
got.
I'll
That's
try
what
and
we've got.
It
write.
would have a
5 seconds
noise.
long.
It would have at least a noise. Let's see what the noise would
Yeah,
be,
like
please. That's right.
If possible, I will
Well,
try and
one
write
of
like a
those ones.
30-second theme song that describes everything.
We
like
do have a theme
clips.
tune that
We
you
do have,
like,
but
you
we-
made
yeah.
an intro. You made
I
an
did make
intro
an intro.
for
Well, I meant specifically
which-
for this cruise, so
for this cruise. Theme to the cruise.
The cruise
Okay,
feature.
so are you walking to the brunch deck? Is that what's
Brunch
happening?
deck, please. Yes. Just
Yeah.
from.
I just want to
critiquing
say you see Marty's room and you see someone walk into it and shut the door who look very mysterious. I mean, you can choose to ignore that
Ooh.
and
Housekeeping.
carry on.
Housekeeping to the Mimosa deck.
We'll come back when they're finished.
yeah, don't want to disturb
They're
them.
probably doing the turn up service. You know, they think he's out of brunch. They're doing a turn up service. They're making his bed all nice and stuff and doing some cleaning. It's fine.
Can I know though? I do want to know as we walk by what this person looked like, if
No,
possible.
are you? Because you.
Look, if you're not going to tell me
We're
what
not
they look like,
exactly
we're going to
jogging.
mimosas, aren't we?
We're not exactly jogging down. We're taking a standard walk so I can.
You, as soon as the room comes into vision, you see a dark robed hand close the door quickly.
Maybe it was Marty.
Wearing a robe on his hand. Or her hand.
Yeah, like
Or
so,
their
so you would have
hand.
been wearing a dark robe.
Why
and you
was
just
the
see his
hand
face
outside
down.
the door that would
Yeah,
really
you
hurt
gotta-
when you close
I
it?
hate the doors on this cruise ship.
Gonna
You
like
can only
Part of the
operate from
mystery.
You have to
outside.
reach
Part of the
around
mystery,
and kind of
Maralyn.
like
You can
fold
investigate
inwards.
it, or you can go and have brunch.
You hear a little squeal where they caught their hand in the door as they were closing it.
Bastard.
Yeah, so I think we all agreed. Mimosas.
Unless anyone has a special ability they think will be helpful in this situation.
And I'm not asleep, so mine can't take place, I'm afraid, and I didn't bring my salt out.
Nah. I mean, unless they're like a social elite, and then I might be able to get an extra clue from them, but we don't know anything about them. So
I mean, I could go and bang on the door and talk to them about my,
Yeah.
extensive fashion collection.
That
but
sounds like
frankly,
investigating it and not
That
getting a
sounds
mimosa.
like not. That sounds like it's going to take time. And brunch finishes. Brunch closes in like
Yeah,
20
you-
minutes, ladies.
You
I can
heard-
wander
heard
in and
Tannoy?
pretend I'm lost.
You heard Tannoy? The brunch deck will be closed in 15 minutes.
Exactly.
Oh,
So we
5
need to get a
minutes
move
went
on.
by
That's,
so
that's
quickly.
it.
Shuffle
need
on,
to go.
ladies. Shuffle on.
See, you
Shuffle on
know
like a
how to
shuffle
put the
board.
dilemmas in here, don't you? Actually, can I? What's it? Actually, I might. Can I like wander into the room?
Yes.
Whilst they.
We don't
Um,
notice. I want to
Yeah,
say
that's
Ruth in
I
ragged
don't warn you.
heels.
I don't
Power
warn you.
through.
I'm doing it. I wander in. Like I just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I open the door and wander in.
Okay, so you walk in, and the first thing you notice is that it looks very similar to your deck with how messy it is.
Oh,
It
okay.
looks like someone's rummaged throughout the whole place.
Oh, right, yeah.
And you see the robed man in the corner, and he looks at you. What do you do?
I go. Yeah, man. What are you doing in? What are you doing in my cabin? It's my cabin.
This isn't your cabin. This is
No,
Marty's
it
cabin.
No, get out of my cabin.
So he then leaves.
What?
Hey, he did what you told him.
What?
This is the sight of a crazed hoarding woman has walked in. Get out of my cabin! This isn't your cabin. Yes, it is. Get out! And he's just gone. All right, fuck it. I'm not having this.
All right, fine.
The tannoy has gone.
Yeah.
Brunch will close
He
in
gets
10
away
minutes.
quickly, and you can see he's carrying something because he runs away.
Can I see what he's carrying?
Can you roll?
All right, what?
I'm seeing what the moves are. I reckon sensitivity. Do you reckon? That's tense.
That's like
Sensitivity.
supernatural stuff, isn't it? I thought.
Is
like,
there any? Is there any? What are the different criteria?
So like observation. or anything like that?
Vitality, composure, reasoning, presence, and sensitivity. What do you reckon would be?
Presence
Just
Presence.
in there. You're
Yeah,
in the
presence.
moment.
presence. Yeah. Roll a presence.
So is it 2d6? Yeah.
Yeah, 2d6. No.
One. We don't know what the number is, so I'm guessing you're just making this up as soon as you find out.
8, 9.
A 9.
So I added one.
Okay.
I added one to presence at the beginning of the game.
Oh, cool. So you get sorry, I'm just trying to learn the so that means you're slightly vulnerable. So something bad can happen, but you'll get the thing. But I don't know what you'd be vulnerable to in this situation. Is he just walking away? So you just see.
I mean, maybe he shoves past me or something. I don't know. I'm just.
He's got like a suitcase in his arm. Are you going to do an investigative move? Is this what's happening? Are you is this an investigative move? Are you trying to get?
Yeah.
You trying
So
to
how
get
does
through?
that work? Yeah. I want to get a clue. I want to know.
So you
I
see,
want to
okay,
know what he's taking.
okay, okay. Roll. Yeah, that's what you should do. So roll another one. Actually,
Oh, so that's with no modifiers, isn't it? So that's a 5.
a 5.
Yeah.
Well, you rolled well last time. I should have just said that it was an investigative move because that's what you were looking for.
All
You
right.
see that he is carrying what looks like a map,
Ooh.
a big map, and he runs away into the shadows.
And was he wearing a
That's
black robe?
It's gone to
Black
the shadow
robe.
deck.
Black robe. So that is that's your first clue.
Yeah.
It's a map.
Right. Well, I'm an old lady. I can't catch him. I'm gonna see if I can catch up to everyone else for.
You're not
my
gonna
brunch.
Follow the
You're
smoke
not gonna
down
look
the
around
corridor.
see if there's anything to
Well, we're coming
That's
back,
your
aren't we?
Yeah, we're coming
Yeah,
back.
we're coming back.
yeah,
Just want
that's
a quick
true.
mimosa, yeah.
What I will do is I'll make sure the room is like shut properly, and then like locked properly, and then I'll try and catch up. Hopefully, I can get to brunch in time because.
Okay, can you roll
See if you make the
a
brunch. in time.
vitality roll? And I'm going to give you with a disadvantage
Zero.
because you've been faffing about. So if you can roll 3, and then your two lowest ones are what your roll would be.
There we go. So my two lowest wrong ones are a 3 and a 6, 9.
9. You make brunch, but you're very, very out of breath, and you're gonna find it difficult to enjoy your mimosas.
That's not
Oh,
possible.
that is just horrible.
That's all right. Okay, so I catch up, and then on my way, I go to where there's like a stack of like napkins, and I take all of them, and then I shove them in my pocket, and then I have my mimosa.
Okay, so let's go around and talk about mimosa time. Right, so who wants to go first? What you do? You got the mimosa place. Brunch, you've got 15 minutes, 5 minutes now. Now you've got so 5 minutes to fill up on mimosas.
So I've gone up. I've grabbed like a tray of glasses. I've then gone to find Pegleg Russ, the mimosa deck barman, and I've asked him for a pint glass. And I'm just slowly. I've got obviously
No,
Jimmy thing.
that's not how it works here, madam.
You
You sit down. You know how bottomless brunch works. You sit down, and I will give you your drink, and then I will wait other people, and I'll faff about, and then I will refill you at an inconvenient time. You won't have as many as you'd like.
Russ, darling, Russ. Bring me a fucking pint glass. We've got 5 minutes left, darling. Okay, look, the children who I am flicking olives at as treats for holding up my 2-meter cigarette holder are getting restless.
Yeah.
Bring me a fucking pint glass.
I want to whisper to Winifred, just saying like it's not very classy of her.
Well, it's going to be a roll.
This is how we get shit done in Benidorm.
It's going to be a roll. Yeah. Yes, madam, but this isn't the Benidorm, is it? This is
it's far less higher class,
isn't
cruise. It? Fancy my ass.
Can you roll a
And also whisper to Winifred, I fancy her ass.
I wondered who was going to say it first.
So we've got
Botox darlings.
Vitality, composure, reason, presence, sensitivity. Do you reckon composure?
Yes.
What do you reckon for charisma would be the role? Would it
composure,
be composure,
I'd say, or composure probably.
Yeah. I thought it was presence, charisma, basically. I thought
that makes sense to me. Yeah. I wish people just had
composure is like
normal things.
Just the D&D fight.
Yeah. I think composure is literally like nerves. So if you're trying to do something delicate or something,
like dexterity.
Do presence.
Yeah.
Roll me a presence. Like no disadvantage, just two.
7.
7. He makes it for you, but he's giving you a cracked glass, and he's not.
It's not the only one. Is it like a splintered one around the rim? It's
like
a chip
crack. There's a chip. Nice chip. And he purposely looked for that chip glass as well.
And I just look at him and go, in Benidorm, we'd consider this to be a great pint glass.
Winifred, what are you doing?
Yes, I've just taken out. I've received my mimosa, and I'm just pouring it into my very own knitted glass. Drinking it as quickly as I can before it all spurts out of the various tiny little holes you get in your knitwear. I'm sitting on a deck chair looking out at the beautiful sea, wondering, I wonder if there's any swans' nests.
Sucking a sock.
Yeah. I wring it out into my mouth afterwards.
Okay. Shirley, how are you drinking yours? Are you using a glass or?
Yeah, I'm using the glass. I'm adding copious spoonfuls of honey to it because of all of the healing properties I believe honey to have. It's really good for stopping you getting hay fever. It's got ancient wisdom in the honey. You get the bees' knowledge by drinking
knowledge.
The bees' knowledge.
Okay. Is that canon? We're gonna have
why
canon?
not?
Is that true?
Sure.
Okay.
What do the bees know?
For the next 2 hours in game, you can have a +2
to bee
reason.
Knowledge.
To reason. So you're
gonna have to
advantage
head to
on
the
reason.
beekeeping deck.
But yeah, I've just that's canon now. But
Oh,
you
excellent.
get the hive mind bonus is what I call it. Okay, so if you enjoyed your mimosas,
Yes.
mimosa time, you hear a loud boom, and like it's mimosa time is over. Mimosa time is over, and like the gates are closing, so you're gonna have to sort of Indiana Jones your way out
Yeah,
of there.
slide underneath.
Can everyone roll me a vitality roll, which is 2d6s?
I got 4.
I got 10.
I got 4.
Oh, that's not great.
5.
That's not great. It's not great. Okay, so Maralyn, I want you to talk about how you gracefully make your way out of that.
So
You
I stand in my, popped collar shirt with my scarf over my head, and I, gracefully glide on a chair that I'm using effectively as a skateboard at this point, pushed along by the children that are still holding my cigarette thing, and I glide gracefully under the gate as it closes, still holding my pint of mimosa. Haven't spilled a drop.
Ruth, Winifred, and Shirley, the three of you all fail, and in my head, what happens is you just bang into each other and fall on the floor.
I've had a fall.
I want to say Lace 2 banged into each other. I ran the wrong direction for the door and have ended up just out a window.
Were you running around like a bee would? Just
Absolutely buzzing.
mindlessly.
Bumbling chair to chair.
Ruth, how did your thing go?
I got bumped. Yeah, well, in my head, I got bumped into, and it's completely Winifred's fault that I have fallen over. I mean, it isn't, obviously, but
Russell sees the disaster and says, you could have just I could have just opened it again. There's no need to rush. So he opens them up, and the three of you are in a lot of pain. Your legs bad. All your ailments are bad. So any vitality rolls you have to do for the next 2 hours, you're going to have a disadvantage of.
Oh, that's
No.
a shame. I wish my good ailments were all right.
So wise, but not
Can I
Wise
open
but
my-
frail.
Can I grab my clearly hot glue sequined and rhinestoned cheap purse that I bought from Primark and I'm passing off as a Gucci? Can I open that and just hand each of them an ibuprofen or a cocodamol? There we go.
Are you going for cocodamol, or are you going to go?
We're going for cocodamol. We're going for
the good
cocodamol.
stuff. You're
No,
going
I'm saving the
over-the-counter,
good
not
stuff for later.
under-the-counter.
We're saving the good stuff for later.
I'm not taking this because it's not natural, and I wish to explain to you some problems with the pharmaceutical industry as I do so.
Can I hand the hippie a cannabis gummy, please?
Oh, perfect. And I gobble that down, ignoring
There we go.
that it's very much just the same shit.
Yeah. So, what do you want to do now?
Let's go to that room, shall we?
We're going to Marty's room, aren't we?
Okay.
Feeling super wise.
I'm actually going to, because I haven't told him yet, because I was focused more on the mimosas and napkins, so I haven't actually told him. I'm like, you didn't even notice I was gone. I got lost.
Oh, you're here?
Yeah, I got lost, and
Sorry about bumping into you. I didn't see
you wandered off without me, and I didn't know where.
No presents.
No, there's this ruse man in the room. Like stealing a map.
A map?
Room.
A map.
Was it the one
Map,
of the ship? There is a lot of decks. We do need a lot of maps
yeah,
laying
that
around.
was-
I don't know. I'm not a cartographer. Like
Yet.
There's always time, Ruth.
Yeah, ruse man with a map. Black robe.
Black robe.
Yeah, black robe.
Did you catch the designer?
Like the black robe of the hand we saw.
Hand?
We saw a hand come out
I
with black robe
suppose. I
on.
suppose so. Yeah,
It does make sense that he would still be in the room then when
Okay, yeah, I'm going to use my
Ruth
excellent
entered.
detective skills here and say probably the same person.
I don't know.
It's a reach.
Yeah.
He was reaching you.
Broke through the door.
I believe the stewards from the lower deck all dress in black robes anyway, so it's probably just one of the employees.
Oh, on the occult deck.
Told you
Yeah,
all,
the
it was
occult
room
box.
service. It's just that, isn't that
Sam,
like
it's another
just
one to write down.
housekeeping's attire?
Cult deck. Okay. So you get to the room. You see it's locked. I think Winifred
We've
has
got the key. I use the key. I open that door.
Right, so you go in. You see it's a mess.
Oh, I think we're in Ruth's cabin.
As I say,
This
I
isn't
think-
Marsh's cabin.
Well, I thought it was my cabin. That's why I was here. And then he said it wasn't my cabin, and I told him to get out, and then he did, and he took a map with him. But I don't think I have a map, so I don't think it's mine.
I like it. Ruth's black and white cat called Orange has made an appearance.
Yeah, but
But it's actually orange.
This one's called Black and White.
This is cosplay, and this is for the role play.
Oh, so what sort of rubbish can we see in this room?
Okay, so you see books have been knocked down. There's like the bed's all this left in a mess and toppled over, and there's a big folder with files that have just been pulled out. Cans of beer on the floor, and an old wasp's nest.
Not a beehive, though.
Yeah, well,
No, just an old wasp nest. I mean, that's up to you to decipher. It looks like a wasp nest. It could be a beehive. It depends if you can identify it.
I wish we don't we don't know much about Marty, and if he has passed on, there's a good chance I could speak to him. And I wish to pull out my Ouija board, my pocket-sized one, the travel one, folds out,
Yeah.
and just lay down and say, "Marty, if you are there, could you let us know who pushed you off?" And I wait.
Yeah.
Does anything happen?
Okay, so Shirley's going to be waiting for a very long time. Does anyone want to do anything else?
I'd like to have a look at those files to see if we can figure out what kind of work Marty did.
Okay, so you're going to have to do a investigate move, or whatever it is. If you can roll 2d6s, if you can get a clue.
Looking good. 7.
7. Yeah, you just about scraped that there. But it leaves you vulnerable, so you do get a paper cut while you're looking through it.
Oh, nothing worse.
That's going to take a long time to
Worst
heal
one.
that.
Oh, my
mate.
DNA is
is.
in the crime scene.
I
Should have knitted yourself some
Uh,
gloves with thread.
NCSI come. Oh no.
That's the last thing you want. So I've got
NCIS, whatever
a,
they're called.
so you notice, so you find a clue, and in the clue is a family tree. In the family tree, you notice a woman called Jenny, who doesn't have a last name because
Must be
to match,
married.
they were married, yeah, but there's like a big X drawn out on her. And there is just if you look down, then underneath Marty, but not Jenny, is he just ripped Marty's son, and he puts in brackets Junior, and he is in his 40s, 43. Jenny is 36. They're the two that stand out. There's lots of ancient ancestors, if you want to look at them, like Jasmine, no last name because they have last names as family. It's very confusing. But then when you look at so there's a second clue, like sort of attached to it. You'll notice that that there's like a letter, and in the letter, Marty is telling his ex-wife not to come on the cruise, and also because his son's going to be here, and he knows they don't get on. So there you go. Make with that what you will.
What's the name of the ex-wife there? Is this a show?
Jenny.
So it's Jenny. Okay. Nothing's happened to my Ouija board yet, no?
She took his lack of a last name.
Yeah, has anything happened with the board?
What's that?
Has
No,
anything happened?
nothing.
I
Nothing.
don't-
You've got no powers. You've got no powers yet.
I don't believe Marty is
That's
passed.
how the game works. There's no occult shit in the start of it. It happens later.
I fully believe you.
You have no powers, mate. You have no powers.
I
at the
don't
moment.
think Shirley
power
believes that she
deduction.
doesn't have powers, though.
I've
But yeah,
given you B stuff, which is
I'm just saying,
bollocks.
I don't believe Marty has actually passed on. Otherwise, he would be speaking to me, and I fold up my Ouija
No, there you
board,
go. That's,
pocket
I
it.
guess that's one way to look at it.
I'm just rolling my eyes behind my sunglasses. Bloody hippies.
Should be informing the constable that that there's nothing wrong at all. Marty's just hiding.
Yeah, I want to have like a rummage through, like other drawers to rummage through or anything.
Yeah.
Anything that hasn't been emptied out.
Yeah, you have a look for the drawers, and you find a box of used condoms.
Nice. Used
Box of
condoms.
used ones. Put some
Used
back in
box.
box afterwards.
And it's in a file that says future hairs. Like future
Future
hairs, the historic
Yeah.
hairs, not pubes, but like hairs.
Airs.
Hairs, that's the one. Future hairs.
Yes. Oh my god.
Which
I'd
has
say-
hairs in it as well.
I'm not sure we should be missing Marty at all. He seems quite a.
Seems like a bit of a weirdo,
Deviants.
frankly.
Does it
I'm-
say on Family Tree? Because it didn't say, the line didn't go from Jenny to what was Marty Jr.
Yeah.
Does it say who the mother of Marty Jr. is
Um
on a separate branch?
Now she's like just really, really scribbled out. Like you can't even see her name. So,
Okay.
so Jenny is clearly on better terms than whoever Marty's mother is.
But
And-
still
and-
didn't want her there.
Yeah, he didn't want her there. I've seen this stuff. Yeah, I'm aware of it. This family tree. Cool.
I don't know. Do you want to share it with
Everyone, look at this family tree.
Oh, how
Nice.
interesting.
I'm getting a sense we should speak to someone called Jenny. I just get this feeling.
Knock
Oh,
yourself
how
out.
do
love.
you do it?
It's a gift and a curse.
See if there's a Jenny.
Anything else you want to do in
Can
this
I-
room before?
I want to
we-
rummage. I want to rummage through Marty's cupboards. I want to see if he's got any nice
Cupboards, yeah.
designer
Marmite?
wear.
It's Marmite.
Ooh,
You want some? It's
that has
Marmite
some
there, take
great
it if you want.
healing properties. We should probably take a jar or two.
A cat costume where it's like a little dragon onesie for a cat.
Is that it? Is that all of his wardrobe?
It's all
He's
cat
got a cat.
costumes. Yes.
Oh, how could we have known that?
Like I don't know. Do you want me to list all the cat costumes that you find, or do you want to just?
No, please, please.
Oh wow, look, there's 20 cat costumes in here.
Um,
And they're all
Okay,
so
so-
distinctly different. Every
Okay,
single
so-
one is so individual.
Okay, so we've got what did I say before? Dragon onesie.
Yep.
A bear.
Right.
A walrus.
Oh.
A John Wayne.
A John Wayne. Yep.
Yeah,
the
a
John Wayne.
Hang
horse.
on. How do we know
oh,
it's
oh, oh.
specifically a John Wayne? What
It's
makes
got-
it specifically a John Wayne costume? Because it can't just be a cat
'Cause-
because
It's not a cowboy costume.
it's just
It's got
John
a mask
Wayne.
of John Wayne.
Specifically John Wayne, okay.
Yeah, it's not a cowboy costume. The next one is like one of those horse cat costumes that have like a little man on the back.
Yep.
So that's 5. A tree costume.
What type of tree?
Birch.
A birch tree. Is it a birch tree in
Yeah.
leaf or a birch tree at winter?
Winter.
Okay.
Winter.
Not got
It's
one
a
of
very
each.
solemn costume.
So
It
not
wouldn't
got,
be
is
just.
it
It
not got
wouldn't be
like one
distinct
for each
enough if we had
season?
one of each of the seasons.
What's that? What's that? What'd you say?
Have we got one for each
What's the calendar?
season?
No, it's just
Okay.
one. A computer.
Mm.
Oh, what about?
A cat costume.
A cat
to
costume
look
for
like
a cat.
Yeah, so it looks
Meta.
more like a cat. A bottle of vodka.
Is it Welsh vodka?
What brand?
What's it called? No, not branded because it was.
Is it Pernoff Ice or Pernoff?
Pernoff Ice, yeah.
Pernoff,
Pernoff
yeah.
Ice is a good one, yeah.
Thanks.
Keyboards.
Yep.
Like
Was
that's
it-
musical
10.
keyboards.
Go with
That's 10
musical
costumes.
keyboard or
Type of
Musical
keyboard.
keyboards.
Musical keyboard.
A Binding of Isaac costume.
Wonderful.
A dog. Like a Labrador.
like a Labrador, but not a
The-
Labrador. Off-brand
No, 'cause
Labrador.
it's not very good. It's not very good. Yeah. The moon. The
What
sea.
phase? What phase of the moon? Is it a crescent moon, full moon, half moon?
Full moon.
Full moon.
It's like full moon. Yeah. The sea.
Yep.
Which
The letter
C?
C. The
Oh, the
letter
letter
C.
Capital or lowercase? Cursive or non-cursive?
They're the same thing. The same thing. Really. Just
Maralyn,
smaller.
we
It's
have
a cat,
taken
so it's
enough time here
lowercase.
trying to get through these 20. Please stop making it harder.
A bottle of Coca-Cola.
It's not very distinct from the vodka.
No, it's
Guys,
different. It says Coca-Cola.
Is this one
on
made
it.
of plastic? The vodka one's made of glass.
They're both made of wool.
Okay.
Oh, they've been knitted.
They have been knitted, yes.
Winifred, did you knit
I think they
these?
bought these all from my online store, which I programmed with in C++.
We got 5 more. A Pikachu costume.
Mhm.
A foot.
Left or right?
Stop it.
Right.
Okay.
Oh god, this is terrible content. What are you making me do? This is
Yeah,
Jack's
what? Yeah,
fault.
stop asking more
This is
questions. Ruth. We've got, like
agonising.
4 more. We just need to get through this.
Agonising.
Set of dice?
Set of dice,
Yeah.
but only one because it's only one cat.
Yeah.
It does have both though for a second cat if there was 2 cats, but
That only counts as one cat costume, though.
No, I'm just saying. It's
Yeah,
a set of dice. I'm just saying there is a second one. I'm allowed to do that. I'm not. I'm just saying it makes it better than one. We've got 2 more to go. Like you can chime in if you like.
Oh, it's not our job.
Hoover.
Medical
who-
waste
Edgar?
box. Medical waste box.
Medical waste box.
Yeah. One of those.
Yeah.
One of these little things.
Yeah, that's fine. There you
Yeah.
go. It's 20. That's
Ruth
Bounce.
wants to steal a couple of these.
I was gonna
for
say,
orange.
Should I just grab all of them and hand them to Ruth?
Yes.
Who I'm assuming is walking around with a giant carpet bag for
Yeah,
this
you
very
You
occasion.
gonna take
Yeah,
anything
just-
else?
I'm
Ruth?
just slipping
You gonna take
stuff
those
in.
used condoms?
I might actually leave them.
Those trolleys, like not quite the full supermarket one, maybe. It's just like walking around the ship with that to load shit
Yeah.
into. The trolley itself is also
I'll take
stolen.
those beer cans you mentioned earlier. Actually, you mentioned beer cans. I'll take them. What's the brand on these beer cans?
Meow beer.
Meow.
Cat beer.
Meow beer.
It's cat beer then.
It's cat themed, not for cats.
I'm
You
writing
should
that
give
down.
cats beer. It's for cat lovers, not cats. That's what that beer is. That's what it says on there.
Is it
There's a
for cat
picture
It's
of-
the
lovers? by
slogan.
cat
It's not
lovers?
that catchy.
No, it's actually made by people who hate cats, but would like to exploit people that love cats. It's all written in the back of it. You can read it for yourself if you'd like.
I'm actually looking at one of the cans and I'm just like, oh, it reminds me of my dear Charles. Exploitative practices.
I think. Sorry, if you want to carry on.
I was gonna say, is there? I mean, in terms of looking around for stuff, is there any
Nah,
of
you
his
got
like?
it all,
We
really.
got it all. Okay.
Unless you want to find more random stuff. That's really what. That's.
Okay.
Is there
So
like
the-
is there like part of like a table where there was a map and there's a dust line around where it's been removed
Oh
Yeah,
no,
where
it's
does the
actually
map come from?
or on the wall?
so
Maybe.
there is a map that's not there. But if I looked in a room and tried to look for the stuff that wasn't there and where it came from, I wouldn't be very successful.
There might be an outline, like where the rest of the walls become
This is a
bleached by the
cruise.
sun.
This is a cruise. This is a cruise. He's only been on it for a day.
Yeah, it might have settled some dust around it.
Not really.
It's a very messy
Not in
room.
a day. Not in a day. Okay.
I mean, he's had enough time to fill up a box full of used condoms.
I was going to say,
he
yeah.
He
He's had a
brought them with
productive
him.
first
He
day.
brought them with him.
Oh, I see.
Oh, why aren't they in a fridge?
That's not the question you should ask.
Why aren't they in the fridge?
So anyway, I'm going to wrap
Like where
this
I keep
episode
my
up.
used condoms.
Yes.
We wrap this episode up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. To Callie, Riku, Jack, and James. And we'll carry this on.
And if you have any alternate ideas for other cat costumes it could have been, just drop them in the comments.
Drop us in the comments. Yeah, we want a
I
plethora.
wanted
of
to
different cat
say in
costumes.
orange the entire time, but I also didn't want to help out T. So I was
It's painful. That was painful.
Expect more of that.
Oh yes, much more to come.
If you want to hear us make T list things awkwardly for 5 more minutes, tune in
Please do
next
let us
week.
know. Yeah. Oh,
All right, bye.
thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye.